What is up? Welcome back. We finished. Let me go ahead and take these down. You guys know where to follow me on the socials. If not, everything's at Edge2 Gaming, and on Twitter it's underscore Edge2 Gaming. There we go. We just finished an episode of Trigun Stargaze, which was fucking amazing. We got to see Vash with a brand new hairdo. We got to see Wolfwood actually leave the name behind the Punisher. Now he is Nicholas D. Wolfwood. He is Vash the Stampede's friend. We got to see the capture of the Saxman, aka Mid Valley, the Horn Freak, and the ambition of Legato Blue Sommers trying to revive Nai-san, aka Knives. And we got to see what happened 5 years ago, so we're getting this weird little timeline within the continuity of Trigun as a whole. If you remember, originally in the series it was Trigun, and then we had Trigun Badlands. Now we're getting Trigun Stampede and Trigun Stargaze, so I'm excited about that because it's just phenomenal to see it redone. There's so many things I want to see from it, but whatever. We're here. We have the official live read from Viz Media, aka Shonen Jump, for One Piece chapter 1173. So I want to get right into it. Thank you guys for jumping in. Thanks for all of the follows. I appreciate everyone, and let's get to it. Oh, and if you are loving Yorai Shinden Samurai Troopers like I am, go to Spotify and you can find the playlist for the show, what Gao sings as he goes into each and every battle. It's amazing. I want to play it now, but I know they're going to copyright strike me. So I won't do that. But let me do one that's not so easy because there we go. One thing that I like to do here on the channel, if you're new, this is your place for anime sources. This is Edge2 Otaku, also a part of Edge2 Gaming. Edge2 Gaming is where I stream video games exclusively, do gaming content. Edge2 Otaku is manga and anime, where I bring you my first-hand knowledge and experience almost 40 years now of anime. We talk about some of my favorite series, what I like right now, what I don't like, the trends in the industry, and just have fun and build this fucking community for us. So you can come here for that. And today, it's one for my gym. I'm a personal trainer, kinesiologist, but I also am a muscle head, a gym head. I love being in the gym. I'm a martial artist. I love working out, training. Even through this knee injury, I still love going to the gym for a couple hours when there's nobody there. If you are large and you like to squat and you need just a little bit of cushion in those knees or a little bit of help to give or get lower, I have some high Q themed knee sleeves from the Village Hidden in Iron. This is a great place to go. This is one of my places to go to get anime gear for working out. So all you have to do is listen to the music that's playing in the background if you can hear it, and send me a DM what you think it is. If you win and you are a size large, you will win these high Q themed, so they kind of look like volleyball knee guards, knee sleeves. Something cool. I thought it was cool. Fuck it. If you don't, then don't fucking enter. Let's go ahead and get into this chapter. Where is... There we go. Oh, is it too... There we go. It was too far low. What the fuck? Okay, so now... Here we are, chapter 1173, Warrior Generation, and we have this freaky ass Usopp with the nose out, sitting on a stump, honey on his nose. Reader request, Usopp smearing honey on the tip of his nose to lure in a rhinoceros beetles by Hoshimiya. But in the background, we see a little Tony Chopper licking his nose or his mouth, because he wants to suck the honey off of Usopp's nose. I don't like the depiction of Chopper here. He's an intelligent doctor, but he is still a reindeer. I think I've seen some shit like that happen in real life. I just don't like it. Just don't like it for this. Okay, so we start off the Giants of Elbaf versus the Domi Reversi Giants, and it's like, kill Jerome! And we see them clashing in the middle. Dorian Brogry towering over West Village and laughing, smiling, bearing down their anger on top of Chief Gerald. Chief Gerald looks at them with his sword in his hand and says, Dorian Brogry, what has become of you? Then we see Stanson and Hiruden running in behind the Domi Reversi Giants saying, what plan do you speak of, Roronoa Zolo? And Zoro says, first, I need you to tell me if it's okay to cut them into pieces. And Harun says, that's a good question. They're all members of the giant pirate crew. And Stanson goes, protecting Chief Gerald's life is our top priority. But ideally, we don't want to harm vaunted warriors who've earned our respect. And then we see two of the Domi Reversi Giants turn around and say, isn't that Hiruden and Stanson? And then Hiruden says, they've spotted us. And Stanson says, remember, don't get sandwiched. Because remember, if you're in between, especially here on Elbaf, because the theory is Emu can Domi Reversi the native people of that land. And I have to take it one step further. If Elbaf is a land of D, and God Valley was the home of the Davies, another land of D, maybe Emu can only Domi Reversi D clan members. Don't know. But either way, they don't want to get sandwiched. So next, we see these two giants laughing again. It says, so have you boys managed to unite all giant kind yet? Ha ha ha, laughing. In other words, I'm guessing the answer is no. Zig ya 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 ya. Immediately getting pissed off, just like Zoro and Luffy. If you make fun of their dream, if you make fun of their friend, Stanson, Haruden have those fucking veins popping out of their cheek, and it goes ka-ching, and then they just unanimously say, go right ahead, Roronoa. So giving them the go-ahead to fuck up all of these Domi Reversi giants. We see Zoro smiling and says, I hear you, brothers. And then he jumps off Haruden's shoulder. And then Stanson goes, they can't sandwich you if you're overhead. And Haruden goes, ga, clever. And then we see one of the giants who was just laughing at both of them slam his sword into the ground as they both split. And then Hiruden says, let's flank them from the side, Stanson. And Stanson goes, you got it, Hiruden. And with a big-ass mace on his shoulder, I did not notice that he wielded a mace just like Loki. Which Usopp might get some Elbaf medals or some shit like that. I think he's going to get that Sunstone to be able to create whatever the fuck he wants to use. That right there, best arsenal that he could have. It's just limited to his composure and mental ability. But we see Zoro here jumping overhead, hup, hup, and then they're like, hey. Then he dings off of one's helmet, it goes over their eyes, and he's up overhead in the air. And these Domi Reversi giants, hey, he's up above, a little puny human. And then he starts off, as we love to hear Zoro say, Sentioru. Oh, Sentioru, the three sword style, secret art. And then we see the look in his eyes with his little goggle. And swoom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slashes. Because last time I didn't know what they were. I was like, these little air pockets, as he's like drawing in hockey. 6 slashes as he continues his attack, saying, crossing the 6th pass, slaughtering the giants, blood in the air, spears, tridents, axes flying broken. Yeah, they're all yelling. And then we see Stanson go, well done, Roronoa. Then up above, still in the air, bouncing off to his right, we see Dory and Brogy have caught him. And they go, Roronoa, as they turn towards him. And just as they're about to hit him, just like he did in Wano, he brings his 2 swords back. He says, Dory, Brogy, boom, hits the air, jettisons himself away out of the striking zone of their attack because he goes, whoa, gotta move. And we see Brogy's axe and Dory's sword go through each other's shields and strike each other's flesh and body and tear through it. But they're Domi Reversi'd, so of course they have immortal bodies, they'll come back together. But the mere shock knocks Zoro back as he barely dodges out of the way. Chief Geralt says, Dory Brogy. And we hear captains as they both have blood spewing out and they're both falling back after this double strike. Then, what the fuck? There we go. God damn, you gotta click that far up just to go to the next fucking page? Come on now. Then we see Brook on his stomach. He's like, and push. And we're at Brook is on branch 8. Just making his way straight down. He's like, and push, huff, huff, and push. As giant MMAs are in the background with flames all around the hellbath. Then he's wheezing and he looks up as he's directly across from Gimu. He says, Princess Shuri, is that you, Princess Shuri? As Gunko / Gimu continues to stare down at her dirty work, but then she turns slightly to the side to look at him and focuses in with that good left eye, and he goes, wheeze. He's like, no, of course not. I know you can't be her, but you look so alike. It reminds me of her, and I couldn't help but check just in case. Brook continues as she just glares at him. But even if you're not the same person, you must be blood relatives, yes? If she were still alive, she'd be nearly 80 years old after all, and she certainly wouldn't recognize me. Not in my state, not the state I'm in now. But your face, your blue hair, your mismatched eyes, the Holy Land, and your voice, or your love for my music, which is crazy because I didn't know that he even knew that she loved his music. I had to go back and read. Maybe she was enjoying the lunch and listen. Yeah, she was eating lunch and listening to music next to him with Sommers and Killingham, wasn't she? Either way, he notices that she loves his music. She's like, all of it aligns perfectly, doesn't it, Princess Shuri? So that means everybody loves Brook's music. Laboon, his crew, her, Luffy. And he continues in a rage. I never wanted to think of you again for the rest of my life. Then Gimu starts to arch back and we hear, and her heart starts beating, bum, 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 changing the pace, changing the cadence, breaking what seems to be Imu's hold, even without disrupting the contract. Brook continues, not the father-killing princess. The life you stole away belonged to the man to whom I owe everything. Then, one last push after he says that, boom, and Imu says, Gunko, is thy memory coming back? As she struggles and fights the grip and control, and then she makes it back to reality, turns towards Brook and says, run, Brook, as she uses her ability to unravel the arrows around him. Brook is surprised. He goes, huh? And then we see Colin as the kids are walking and says, what? The rope is wobbly, as it is no longer a straight arrow to the boats. Then Brook tries to get out of all of the arrows, but we see that his right leg is still caught between two arrows. He's, free at last. And then Imu and Gunko says, Gunko, how dare thou? She says, Brook, oof. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom, heart. Bam, back under Imu's control. She turns back, and Brook says, yikes, it's tightening up again, as the arrows start to tighten and whirl around his right leg. Then we hear him say, he says, what was that just now? What do you mean, run? Don't you realize I came to finish what was started? Oh, Brook came to kill. He says, who in the world are you? And then a glare is all he gets. And we see thou, shut thou mouth. What are thee to Gunko, as the trident pierces the shield that Brook has on his back with his right hand drawn back with his sword. We're about to see Humming Brook come back in action. It's not even Humming Brook now. He needs a new moniker. He used to be Humming Brook. Now he's Soul King. Even though he can cut souls in half, he needs a new fucking moniker for Elbaf. The demon slicer, the demon cutter, Brook, the whistling demon bitch slapper. I don't give a fuck what it is. I need to put, because in Wano, he froze the fire. In Whole Cake, he went up against Big Mom, asked her for panties, cut souls in Zeus and Prometheus, and now he's here taking on Imu, who is possessing Gunko. We need a new moniker for Brook. Brook's bounty needs to go up, and Brook needs to beat some ass. So I'm promoting him to ass beating Brook. There's known Grand Line East, North, South, West, Blue, Red, Green Sea, ass beaten Brook. Now we see Usopp on Branch 8. He's like, yes, I'm free. I feel like my mental powers did it. With skinny ass arms, no muscles. It's just disappointing at this point. But then we see Jinbei says, why did they go slack for just a moment? And then we see the only one who cares about Robin, Nami. He says, Robin's tied up with something else. We've got to get you out. She wants to free her because she's been complaining about this all last chapter was Usopp was talking stupid shit. And then Robin says, don't worry about me. Just save the children, Nami. Jinbei looked like he forming water in his left hand, which he could put out all these fucking fires, which I think is going to be his main job because I can't figure out who he fights here in Elbaf. He's proven himself. No, because who's who wasn't. Who's who was. He needs to kill a giant. He needs to take out a giant, and he needs to put out these fires. But Jinbei says the western village is quite far away. Ange took off running, and even she might not make it in time. So what the fuck is Ange going to West Village for? Because if she can't be going to help Chief Geralt, I still don't think she's a double agent, but I don't know what she's doing. And then we hear, oh, Nami. And she's like, that's Sanji, Nami says, as she turns to the right. And then we go by the Western Village, Branch 8. Okay, so maybe Ange is going to get the kids. I mean, maybe she's going to do what she can. Because I was about to say, what the fuck is Ange going to do? Ange, Killingham had Ange's ass on lockdown. So now she's going to go after Sommers, the masochistic freak. Sommers is sitting there like, yee ha 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 ha, walk you rats. The goal is just ahead. And then Colin says, I bet you're one of those demons Chief Geralt talked about. Well, you're going to regret it. Elbaf's really strong. Colin's been talking shit since we met Colin. And Sommers says, we know that. It's why we're using you. I hear you're Gabon, son, huh? This is payback. Every time Sommers came to get Shanks back to take to Garling, Gabon whooped his ass, and now he's got Gabon's son, so he's loving it. And then Colin says, shut up, untie these thorn ropes. And then you hear the kid says, yeah, let us go. He said, or at least fight us fair and square. And then he goes, gee ha ha, you're funny. It's too late, kids. Look over there. It's the port and ship. Take a good look at your homeland. I feel like he's singing this shit. Sommers is just so sick and twisted. Whoever plays him, when we get to this in the anime, I can't wait to hear the English dub and the sub. But he goes, it's the last time you'll ever see it, your homeland. And they're like, what? The kids are like, what? No, I won't get to see mommy and daddy anymore. Another one says, help, don't take us away. And then we hear Sommers talking to Gimu. Hello, great one. Killingham, or maybe he's talking to both of them. Hello, great one. Killingham, I'm almost completed the mission. Then he continues, I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Anything else we need to do? And then we hear, Colin, live, Olive. And he goes, hey, what are those sleep tides doing? They're supposed to be keeping those giants occupied. So the MMAs could not slow down the parents, because the next panels we're getting, what's old girl that took up Ida's bar? We got Ripley, we got Grandpa Oimo, and we hear the kids, Mama, it's our parents and Grandpa Oimo. And then the great-granddaughter's granddaughter of the great-granddaughter of Chief Gerald's granddaughter says, oh, look out from up above. And then we have, it's Nika, who stabs a giant fucking knife into Branch 8, right in between the parents and the kids. And then they say, it's Nika, the god of destruction. And the MMA is fucking laughing. Next, the kids yell, Mommy! And then we see Nika says, you call that Nika? Don't play games with us. And we're like, the kids are looking like, is that Nika talking? But no, it is the parents talking. And then says, we're the warrior generation. And Nika flies back, getting slashed and beaten on the chest with maces, with Ripley's axe and swords. Then we see the kids said they're so strong because they have not seen war. Colin, even knowing about his parents, is still freaked out about how strong the parents are. But Nika grits the teeth, looks down in anger, and then fucking strikes back. Gah, 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 stabbing the tree and trying to stab the parents. And then we see Road, Gerd, and Goldberg. And Gerd says, "Look over there. That's where the kids are." And Goldberg says, "It's too late even if we run." And so they start to pull back. Gerd pulls back her axe. Goldberg pulls back his mace. He says, "Here we go, Goldberg." And Goldberg says, "Ready, shit, double, general." And then Road jumps in. "Hey, wait, I can join in too," with his sword, which I didn't even know he had a sword. "I'm coming to save you, little brother." And then they all grit their teeth and say at the same time, "Triple, general." Boom. Koukoku Sovereignty, and shoot from across the branch in the middle to kill Nika, or at least jettison Nika across. We know the MMAs can't die, and if they do, they just get brought back. As Nika starts to fly, Nika is about to run into Saint Sommers on his thorn snake, and Sommers says, "Hey, are you trying to flatten me?" As he turns his sword into a big thorny mace and bats Nika away. But as he does, Nika immediately face plants into the ship that they sold to transport the kids. And Saint Sommers says, "The ship! Oh, shoot." And that's bullshit. If it's not "oh, shit," as the official, I don't want it. Sommers might as well not said shit here. "Oh, shoot." Nah. We're rewriting this. Saint Sommers said "oh, shit," because he knows Emu Sama is going to get in that ass. So let's go back to the beginning just to see if there's anything that I can theorize for next week at this moment. Zoro has cut the giants down. And maybe, because if we go back here to this panel, let me zoom in, because my deal was like, he's cutting them, so he's got to be using hockey, but is Zoro training? I went back and watched Alabasta. He had to train to cut through steel. Now we're in Skypiea, and he had to come up with a canon, a different type of projectile attack. But if we look here as he's above the giants, let me zoom in one more time for you. We get to see some black lightning here, starting on his two. Actually, I was going to say on two swords, but I think it's on Wano Ichimonji and maybe Enma. Is Enma in his right hand? Because it's the sword in his left hand, but I see two black lightning lines. So he's using hockey. He could be trying to train up his hockey. Oh, yeah, when we go to Secret Art, we see crackles of black lightning. He is probably trying to perfect his hockey, just like Scopper told. I mean, Scopper got in his ass for not. And then we see lightning up here when he does the crossings of the six paths. So yeah, he even flying across trying to miss Dorian Brogy, he still had hockey imbued on his sword. So I think we're going to continue to see his hockey grow and get better. And then I still am on the same theory that the longer we stay in Elbaf, the more time passes in the real world. Because just the age difference, the warning that we got, and then how things have seemed to change so vast and rapidly from the outside world to this, I do believe there's a time difference. And then Brook is free. He is going to use some kind of new soul attack or do something to sever Gunko's bond to Emu and free her. Is she the next Straw Hat? No. Will she help? Yes. I think she's going to get in the way and help stop Saint Sommers and Killingham and let the Straw Hats get free to keep the kids, or at least drive them off of Elbaf. We're going to get more from Loki and Luffy because we haven't seen them in 2 chapters. And then we're going to see Gimu's getting ready to come up with another step, knowing that Brook can kind of sever the tie with Gunko because she doesn't know what their bond is. And Brook could just be like, "Who the fuck are you? I need to talk to this bitch about some shit she did." We're going to get some more Brook backstory. And we're going to have to do something with the Straw Hats. Sanji is over here with Nami and them. We got Frankie doing something with Vegapunk, with Bonnie. So we need to see what's going on at the school, the library, and the Atom Tree, or that old base that Vegapunk found. So let me know what your theories are. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We have one more show to watch tonight, which is Sentenced to be a Hero. Prepare for that. I'm going to take a little break after this and then come back and we'll do that. But thank you guys for joining so much. I love these reads. Go back, read some other chapters. I went back to the 170s when they were on Little Garden just to see the bond and connection that Dory and Brogy had along with the Straw Hats, and try to tie that and how they're feeling now all these years afterwards, and finally meeting their friends and kind of getting fucked with Domi Reversi. So let me know what you think. I'm Elijah 5000. This is Edge 2 Gaming and Edge 2 Otaku. Make sure to follow on YouTube. Help grow and support the community, but that also allows us to do more here on the channel with more support from you. It's all an algorithm thing. They need to see support from you, but I just love having the community so we can talk the shit that we love to talk about. Sentenced to be a Hero, episode 5. This is part 2 of Defense Against Corruption. There we go, at Mirrored Fortress part 2. Thank you guys so much. Let me know what the music is and try to win this gift, and also support our sponsors down here. Emmy Eats Ramen, Edge 2G. Get $5 off your purchase of one of 6 different flavors: high protein, low carb, plant-based ramen, low sodium, high fiber. So you're gonna be shitting good and right, not the loosey sodium filled, grease filled. It's gonna be clean. Perfect. Or switchery.com if you have a Nintendo Switch to get thumb grips and Nintendo Switch accessories for your Switch to keep it safe, or just to make it look good as shit. I'm Elijah 5000. Peace.